Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. A big uptick since yesterday, guys. Yesterday we were sitting in and around the low 50s, and now the Fear and Greed Index is at 61. So it looks as though the crypto space has been revived, at least a little bit. Look at that. The market cap is up to 2.39 trillion. 24-hour volume is up 40.77%. And look at Bitcoin dominance, guys. That's also climbing, which means the altcoins have taken foot. In the altcoin market today, we've got some big movers. Solana's up 12.69%. What else do we have here? The Near protocol is up 12.88. You guys can see some of these altcoins are up double digits. IMX up 18.66. And the rest of the altcoin market isn't doing too poorly either. Of course, Bitcoin is the driver of this. And guys, the global liquidity index, vis-a-vis crypto market capitalization, that is going to explode in the next 2 years. This is a clip of Raoul Pal just explaining a little bit where we are and where we expect to be in this crypto cycle.
This is global liquidity. This is the GMI global liquidity. This was on that tweet thread. Now, it's a very colorful chart. You probably can't read it. If you're colorblind, you're totally but what it says is the yellow periods are summer. In summer, what we find is liquidity increases. This is global liquidity, not US liquidity, global liquidity. So in summer, liquidity starts increasing. Obviously, 2020, because of the pandemic, it went bananas. But 2016, 2012, these were good periods for liquidity. And guess what? Crypto, technology, they all rose. Then you get into fall. Fall is often when the real fireworks happen. Liquidity keeps pumping and then eventually tops out into winter. That's when you get the corrections, the crypto down cycles. So we've got the best two parts of the cycle to come. Obviously, the best entry was at the bottom of winter.
So we have the best two parts of this cycle. They are yet to come, guys. Bitcoin did start pumping yesterday. We were sitting in and around 61,000 yesterday, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin started pumping quite a bit. Right now, the King Crypto is up to over $66,000. So as I was saying yesterday, we did get above this. We just kind of blew past that level there in and around 65,500. And now the next level to be eyeing is this level in and around here, which is in and around 67,200. But we're almost there, guys. I guess we'll have to see what today brings. XRP is also moving up a little bit. Now we're seeing XRP ranging, but since yesterday we are up about 3.57%. It's okay, guys, all in due time. So Raoul Pal was talking about the market pumping. He was discussing this idea that, the worst is behind us, and now we are in that yellow level where we're just going to see liquidity mount. And so these next two segments of the market, this is where we really should be getting excited. However, Nick, Crypto Crusader here, he's taken a bit of a different stance here. This is why I think so many people are going to get wrecked this cycle. Everyone is following the liquidity index and mentioning a top in 2025, but I think this is wrong. Think about just what happened, okay, with meme stocks and so on. The last time this happened, we topped within 4 to 8 months, give or take. Not only that, but it's now an election year and the macro still looks rough, which is why I believe they prop the markets up until November or so, maybe even Q1 2025, and then we get a major crash. So he's thinking we're not going to go far into 2025, but perhaps into Q1 of 2025. I could still be wrong, and I'm definitely going against the crowd here, but I just feel like it would be too easy to just have everything align perfectly and be. So, a bit of an inverse stance here, a counter stance, I guess. I'm not leaving anything up to chance this time around, guys. I'm doing my due diligence, following many analysts in the crypto space, and I'm planning to catch out my cryptocurrencies at the top or very, very close to the top. Obviously, we cannot ever predict the top exactly. So if you guys are interested in following me, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, just as another option for you. Because if you're like me and you feel like you did not cash out of enough crypto in the last bull run was tricky, I gotta say. We got this Bitcoin double top and altcoins, well, especially XRP did top before we did see that Bitcoin high. So it was a bit of a different crypto cycle, but I've learned my lessons and I'm taking a different approach for only $5 a month. Again, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. To point out some other attributes here in the positive column for cryptocurrency, Millennium Management is one of the largest hedge funds on the planet with $64 billion in AUM. This coming from Meta Lawman. And guys, they just decided to pump $2 billion into Bitcoin ETFs. So this is a big deal. I think what we're going to see is, a lot of these companies continuing to pump their money into Bitcoin ETFs. The only real regulated avenue for crypto investing, at least for the institutional investors. So this could be a thing of the past, seeing Bitcoin under $70,000 again, a very, very bullish candlestick that we've just seen within the last day. So now that next top, 67,000, I think after that, guys, we are going to set some new all-time highs. XRP investors are also taking note. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here. XRP whales have accumulated 540 million XRP, worth about $270 million in the last 5 weeks. So check this out. Whale accumulation. This was disclosed originally by Martinez, and the data was from Santiment. They've confirmed that whale addresses holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP have been augmenting their balances since last month. Per the data, this cohort of addresses has procured 110 million XRP, valued at $55 million. And guys, that was just over the last 2 weeks. Check this out. Here's the data from Ali Charts. I'm just going to bring up the chart here. And you guys can see that, okay, the last 2 weeks, so pretty much the first 2 weeks of May, we've been seeing this accumulation. So we've been trading relatively flat, but now, guys, these addresses holding between, 10 and 100 million XRP, they have been accumulating more XRP. So, is 1 and 10 million XRP. They have been accumulating more XRP now, probably because they're realizing that, time is running out getting an XRP for close to 50 cents. This opportunity is only going to be around for a limited time. So I wanted to thank Ali there, of course, Michael Branch, for posting that. And since this is an election year, guys, things could and probably will get shaken up. This one courtesy of Eleanor Turret here, former CFTC regulator, says that Trump became the country's first crypto president during his first year in office. I mean, it did not feel like it, but this is what Chris Giancarlo did say. Former President Trump may have successfully wooed pro-crypto voters last week with promises to embrace the burgeoning digital asset market if elected president once again, but his street cred in the crypto industry dates back as far as 2017. I know that, there was it was a bit murky, the picture on crypto when Trump was in office. In remarks made at a crypto policy summit held in D.C., Chris Giancarlo, former chairman of the CFTC, said Trump already holds the title of America's first crypto president and has done so since his first year in office when his administration greenlit the launch of Bitcoin futures. Oh, okay. So it was a Bitcoin futures thing. In addition, here's a quote, "In addition to announcing he's now good with it, crypto that is, Trump may justifiably claim to be America's first crypto president," Giancarlo said. That is because of the launch of the regulated Bitcoin futures in the first year of the Trump presidency. The enduring success of that regulated futures marketplace has helped ensure that the world's first digital economy, Bitcoin, is priced in US dollars. He continued, calling it an important achievement for the future of digital assets. And so, if President Trump does get into office again, guys, this is likely going to create a crypto surge. It feels like it's kind of already written in the narrative. We're assuming Donald Trump is going to win the presidency. Well, at least all signs are pointing that way. And considering the bull run narrative is on track late 2024 into 2025, and possibly even real world liquidity coinciding with this, all spells a recipe for a favorable crypto landscape in the coming year or two. So I think, it's all aligning, guys. This is all very positive news. Also, this article does mention John Deaton here and how he's running as the Republican Senate candidate for Massachusetts. So a crypto-friendly shift, perhaps, in the United States. I got to just mention that Chris Giancarlo is also a crypto-friendly guy, and again, a former CFTC chairperson. So wanted to thank Eleanor just for posting that. The regulations, though, the regulations specifically in the United States, that is what is important right now. Linda P. Jones was just interviewed on this podcast. Could we still see a settlement by July? Now, there have been rumblings that settlement is totally off the table at this point in time. However, guys, this is what Linda P. Jones had to say in this interview. Listen to this.
We may even get, the settlement before the end of July, I think was what I heard. I think that came from Brad. I could be mistaken, but I think Brad Garlinghouse said that. So if we get the settlement by the end of July, that's going to give us value. Mr. Katao in Japan said, of course, all the Japanese banks are going to be using XRP next year. So that's coming.
That's
and
big.
Said as soon as the settlement happens, Ripple will announce an IPO. Now that's from him. I don't know if it's true, but he said that.
Right.
So if that's true, then we get an IPO announcement. We might get an ETF announcement. We might get an IPO soon. I mean, there's so many things that are boom, 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 boom. Right in a row. So I know that times are tough and people are just, upset and want things to hurry up, but it's all going to happen in its right timing, and everything's going to happen in the way that we expect. I think we know what we have. It's going to work out. Just keep the faith and confidence.
Some positive words here from Linda P. Jones. This podcast courtesy of Crypto for Life. 6'8 James here. So I wanted to thank him for that, and also Linda P. Jones for her thoughts on this. Guys, sentiment has been down in the space, but the stars are aligning, so to speak. As Linda did say here, it's going to be a sequence of events that likely catapults the price of XRP. Eventually, we just have to be patient. I mean, in the background, look at the updates. Look at the changes, the slight changes that we're noticing here. Ripple Custody, Wrath of Kahneman did comment on this. To underscore the Medico movement, check out the label Ripple Custody. The listed account types are also neat, he says. Has Ripple adopted Harmonize as part of their own tech stack or just integrated into their existing product? Curious if it supersedes Liquidity Hub or just integrates it. So now that we have, these larger partnerships, Ripple, Medico, Standard Custody, we're going to see some reshaping and restructuring, I think, of Ripple's own infrastructure. And I think what we're seeing here are decisions that are being made based on new crypto policy that will be rolling out, how to best integrate in a new regulated framework in the United States. So this is just one example of that. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. Also, guys, Ripple Partners MasterCard has executed their first tokenized deposit transactions with StanChart subsidiaries. This one courtesy of Bank XRP here. And for those of you guys who may not have been here, blockchain firm Ripple did raise $55 million from investors, including StanChart. So they were one of Ripple's early investors from back in 2016. And now they are partnering up with Ripple partner MasterCard. MasterCard has executed its first live test of the MasterCard multi-token network involving tokenized deposits and tokenized assets in collaboration with Standard Chartered Bank Hong Kong and its subsidiaries. So MasterCard introduced this in mid-2023, but this proof of concept was completed as part of the Hong Kong FinTech Supervisory Sandbox. It involved a client of Standard Chartered's Hong Kong digital bank, Mox Bank, and they bought a carbon credit. Mox requested SCBHK to tokenize the carbon credit, a task executed by Libera, the tokenization platform incubated by Standard Chartered's SC Ventures. So guys, we are seeing the tokenization happen in a real-world application through a huge company, in this case, the credit card company MasterCard, one of two, the second largest credit card company on planet Earth, and coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, also a partner of Ripple. So this is a big deal. Using the MasterCard MTN, MasterCard is energized to partner with industry leader players like SCBHK, Mox, and Libera to develop real-world applications that reshape how consumers and businesses connect, interact, and transact. And guys, this is going to be the standard moving forward. Eventually, everything will be tokenized. The tokenization of real-world assets and the potential use of different forms of tokenized currency is integral to the future of the financial industry. This coming from Mary Huon, CEO of Standard Chartered in Hong Kong, under the guidance of the HKMA. We are proud to pioneer this project with our virtual bank, Mox, incubated venture, Libera, and longtime partner, MasterCard, with the objective of catalyzing this option of tokenization in financial assets. So it's not going to stop there. They're going to continue adopting and expanding, obviously, tokenization into more financial assets as they do see success with these partnerships moving forward. So some huge news here, guys, from a large Ripple partner. Wanted to thank Bank XRP for posting that. I mean, this was an excellent segment with Linda P. Jones from Jay's podcast. I do suggest you guys watch the full thing. I just wanted to play you guys another clip here. Stablecoin regulation before the end of 2024, again, coinciding with the election. This is going to be the key to unlocking trillions of dollars into the crypto market from traditional finance.
House, obviously, the CEO for Ripple, talked about the market possibly doubling by the end of this year. Where do you think that's possible? Maybe we see a $5 trillion market cap. And then he came back and said maybe he shot a little low on that number. It could be a little higher than that. What is your feelings in regards to crypto, and where do you think everything will play out going towards the end of this year?
Well, it's my opinion that we get stablecoin laws this year, and that's because Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle, said this is a year that stablecoins become real money. So I think we may get stablecoin legislation around November is what I'm projecting. It could be earlier, it could be wrong on that, but I'm just estimating November. Okay. Next year, I think we get crypto laws. So we were going to get the legalization and the explanation of crypto and what it has to do in order to meet all the criteria to be seen as crypto under the law. Okay. And so when you consider that stable coins could happen this year, I think Brad was being very conservative when he said 5 trillion. Many people have said 100 trillion by the end of the decade.
Yeah.
We're at roughly 2 trillion now.
Wow.
So I think, and half of that's Bitcoin, right? So it's really, the alts are only 1 trillion.
Yeah.
So if that happens, I mean, we're looking at multiples and multiples of where we are now. So even Brad himself said he was being conservative when he said 5 trillion by the end of this year.
Right.
I think it's going to be a lot bigger because a lot of money flows on stable coins. And that's going to be huge.
A lot of money will flow through stablecoins. Now, let's be clear, okay? There's the speculative crypto market, and then there's real world utility. So when we're looking at the spec market, right, we're just looking at everything following Bitcoin. Altcoins will follow that. And in the last bull run, a spec market got us up to $3 trillion. That was the market cap, half of which, roughly approximately half of which, was Bitcoin. Here, I'm going to bring up the total market cap here. You guys can see where we were in that last crypto bull run, right up here, okay? And that was roughly $3 trillion. And guys, we've already gotten very, very close to that former high that we saw for the entire crypto market cap back in 2021. Now, considering that Raoul Pal was saying that, we are just at the beginning of this. The yellow zone is where we're going to see building liquidity in 2024. And then finally by 2025, that's going to be the blow off top crypto fall. So there are still several months to go. And, with all these things lining up, I could realistically see $10-15 trillion in the crypto space by end of 2024 into 2025, again, near the top of the market. I think Brad Garlinghouse, too, was being very conservative when he did say $5 trillion. Now, what is that going to mean for XRP price? One last clip here of Linda. I wanted to show you guys this because just think of everything, okay? Everything coinciding, creating the perfect storm.
And when you talk currency, that's literally in the trillions per day, day. So I don't think we can use market cap when we're talking about XRP. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. We need to look at it in terms of currency, number one. Right. Number two, I think that if you look at the Athey-Mitchnick calculator, which is the calculator that Ripple themselves came up with, and one of those people is over at BlackRock and in digital assets over at BlackRock. Another one, I think the other one is on the board of Ripple, if I'm not mistaken. So they're very involved in the industry still, but they came up with a calculator which looks at how much money flows every day and from how much time in between each flow, and that calculates how much XRP could be worth. Right. Now, Jimmy Valley did a whole study on the values, and so we have a low valuation, we have a very high valuation, we have everything in between. So, it's not for me to say what the ultimate value can be, but I do think it is a matter of how much is flowing on the rails. And the fact that we got news that Ripple was going to offer a stable coin meant that number just got exponentially larger, because stable coins are one of the most important things to move money in. If you think about how you buy crypto now and how you take it from your bank account usually into a stable coin and then into a crypto, or moving it from one place to another, possibly with a stable coin. It's something we use them all the time, right? So there's going to be a lot more flows because of that. Now, the other thing I want to say is that people have written papers on the fact, at least two people that I know of, have written papers on the fact that they believe that XRP was engineered to be $10,000 or more based on how many decimal points it has, how many, the 100 billion that are in existence, the drops, the whole thing. Right. So that's their estimate by their research, and that's a very interesting number. Mm-hmm. I think that is definitely a possibility. That's definitely within the realm of what would make sense. Right. How much money could flow on the XRP ledger. And when Rosie Rios says the train has left the station, I think that means that the financial system is all planned. Everything has to be planned. There's nothing that is taken for granted. There's nothing that happens by chance. When you're talking about money and changing the monetary system, every single thing has to be coordinated, planned. You have dates for things. You have go live schedules. You have all these things with the software and with money flows. and they know exactly when this is going to happen. And I think that it's not a coincidence that the US is the last to bring crypto laws into existence. That's because we have the world's reserve currency, and therefore the other countries are all banding together under the BRICS nations, and they are, getting a currency reset into something of value again and out of fiat, and that will force the world's reserve currency, to have to do the same thing. So I think it's all planned and it's all scheduled, and we're getting close to the point where it's going to become very obvious, in my opinion.
We're just waiting for those T's to be crossed and those I's to be dotted. The train has left the station. Guys, the powers that be, they're not leaving anything to chance. They have already created this new financial system. And so when planets align, when a perfect storm occurs, a $10,000 XRP, not saying it is guaranteed, but those rails have been put in place, and now more utility will occur with the Ripple stablecoin. To me, it just seems like common sense. The more that's running on these rails, okay, with the stablecoin, the more demand there's going to be for the native token XRP to run the liquidity, to move this money. We know the XRPL can scale, and so are we here just sitting around waiting for this liquidity to be unlocked? I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.